a lot. Don't just live a little, live a lot. Contestant number 4, Brian Nelson Palmer.
3 steps is all it takes to not just live a little, but to live a lot. But before we get into the steps on how to live a lot, let's talk about why. Mr. Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters, why should you live a lot? Just take a step back with me for a second. Think about the happiest moments from the last year. What are your best memories from the last year? Was it that time you went to happy hour with some friends after work? Those friends met up with some other friends, and then you all decided to go karaoke, and you ended up getting a standing ovation from the entire congregation for the most rousing, masculine rendition of the song, I'm a Barbie Girl? Or was it that time you gave the best Toastmaster speech you ever given? You nailed it. You rehearsed it at home in front of the mirror, you got up in front of that group, and you delivered it perfectly. Even the evaluator couldn't come up with not one thing that you could have done better. You walked out of that meeting feeling so good, your chest puffed out a little bit, you're patting yourself on the back, you got halfway back to your office and you realized that for that entire meeting and that whole speech, your fly was wide open. But you felt so good, it didn't matter. God, see, moments like that, that is the stuff that life is made of. That's why you should not live a little, but live a lot. See, the other thing I think we can agree on is that moments like that don't happen during the daily grind. You know what I mean when I say the daily grind. You get up in the morning, you go to work, you come home, you go to bed. You get up in the morning, you go to work, you come home, you go to bed. You get up in the morning, you go to work, you come home, and you go to bed. The daily grind. How many folks, I'm just curious from the audience, how many people have ever been stuck in the daily grind? You felt like all you were doing was going to work and coming home. See them hands. Wow. See my hands up too? It happened to me. Earlier in my career, I was offered this amazing opportunity, an amazing job, huge salary, high visibility, a lot of notoriety, and I took it. And I moved to Naples, Florida. Now, how many people, show of hands, have been to Naples, Florida? All right, there's a few. For those of you who don't know, what you need to know is that Naples is a retirement community. So fun activities in Naples include bingo, shuffleboard, and the weekly Tuesday afternoon colonoscopy support group. Appropriately called, no buts about it. And in light of those amazing activities, I committed myself to work. And I went to work, and I came home, and I went to work, and I came home, and I got stuck in the daily grind. I wasn't living a lot. I wasn't living a little. I was hardly living at all. What legacy do you want to leave behind? The daily grind? Or do you want to be that person getting the standing ovation from the entire congregation at karaoke? See, that's the life I want for you. To not just live a little, but to live a lot. Say the second part with me. Don't just live a little, live a lot. Like you mean it. Come on, don't just live a little, live a lot. You got it. And when it happened to me, I made a pledge that I was never again going to get stuck in the daily grind. And in carrying out my pledge, I discovered that it only takes 3 steps to not just live a little, but to live a lot. Step number 1. Pick an activity. For this, I want participation from the audience here. Let's all do this together. I need some fun, random ideas of things to do in DC that you haven't done before. Who's got some? Anybody?
Fly a kite on the wall.
Fly a kite on the wall, paddle boating. Any others?
Hang gliding.
Hang gliding. I like that one too. You guys got it. You got this. Step number 1, pick an activity. Step number 2, put it on the calendar and make it a priority. See, this is the one that people tend to fumble the ball a little bit on, you know. Because they think, oh yeah, paddle boating, that's a great idea. Or flying a kite, oh, that's perfect, we should do that. And then they kick it down the road, and they kick it down the road, And pretty soon, a year's gone by, and then their coworker comes by and says, "Oh yeah, I just flew a kite with little Johnny on the mall." And you think, "Oh, I said I was going to do that a year ago, and I still haven't done it." Put it on the calendar and make it a priority. So it's not just paddle boating. It's next Tuesday, we're going to go paddle boating after work. Or flying a kite. Shoot, that's something we can do during lunch, right? So I'm going to do that next Wednesday during lunch. Wait, that's a toastmaster meeting. No, next Thursday during lunch. We're going to go fly a kite on the National Mall. And step number three is 3 magical words that Nike has made famous. And I could not possibly say it any better than they did. Step number 3, just do it. Just do it. You already picked the activity. You already put it on the calendar and you made it a priority. Just do it. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I don't have time for this. I've got a real life. I've got responsibilities. I've got obligations. I can't do this. And that's not what I'm asking. I understand. You can't do 100 of these. What I'm asking is that next week, you pick one activity. Put it on the calendar and make it a priority. And just do it. And then the next week, maybe pick 2. Pick 2 activities. Put them on the calendar and just do them. And that way, when you're 80 years old, and you're sitting in that retirement home, having just won the Thursday afternoon round of bingo, about to sit down and play a rousing game of canasta, and you think back on this year, you think back on 2012, what will you remember? Don't just live a little. Live a lot. Like you mean it. Don't just live a little.
Live a lot.